tell me, is that impressive or what?
Yes, it is. How come you get your name up on the hotel, but we don't get ours?
Oh, you're cute. Let's hope there's no low-flying aircraft around. Tempting target, I think.
Let's go downstairs. It's kind of windy up here.
Okay. Doing good. Keep it up. Let's open up! Don't believe it.
Oh, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, illegals were spotted here, man, yesterday, between 18 to 20 of them.
Well, they aren't here now.
Well, they were. Check this out. The coffee's still warm. Guess maybe you better go and start filling out forms, all the rest. Shouldn't be too tough. Nothing here, just another goose egg.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's a real mystery, isn't it?
I'll radio headquarters that we came up empty.
Do that. Well, I guess you called it, buddy. They were tipped last time and they were tipped again today. Oh, partner. Wish I could argue with you. Now all we have to do is prove it.
Santana and Cruz are trying to make it work. And they've had a lot of problems because of me, but you don't need to worry about me, okay? I'm going to find someone else in my life.
Not the district attorney, I hope.
What district attorney?
Keith Timmons, you have a sudden interest in city politics or something?
Daddy, I can be as political as the next person you know.
Darling, rebound romance can be a serious thing. Don't be so anxious to get rid of Cruz that you'll set your sights on the wrong person.
There is no romance between me and Keith Timmons.
So why are you hanging around him?
Why don't we change the subject?
You're up to something. There's no love lost between Cruz and Keith, you know that.
Don't try to figure this out. I know what I'm doing.
They were all out of there, every last one. Nothing left for Castillo to round up except for a couple of stale cups of coffee.
Good work.
I gotta say, I had a funny feeling, though.
What do you mean?
This look Castillo gave me when he told me to file the report, it's like he knew I was in on it.
How could they?
Both of them.
They accused you?
They didn't have to.
You're getting paranoid, Alvarez.
I'm telling you, they know.
Listen, they can suspect you all they want. And that's all they do is suspect you. But as long as I'm in your corner, you have nothing to worry about. You understand that?
You told me this was the file from my case. This had nothing to do with my case.
Let me see it.
It's the transcript from David Lorenz's trial. Now, don't tell me you picked it up by mistake.
I can't tell you anything unless you show me what it is that you're talking about.
You're trying to make me believe that you're building a case. That you're building a defense for me, and you wave this nice fat folder in my face. You haven't done a damn thing. And you don't intend to. You're planning to just sit back and let me hang myself, aren't you? Answer me!
Oh, Mason, can't we give it a rest?
If you tell your story publicly, think how many women you might be saving from the same thing. Now, the women out there have been assaulted repeatedly by their husbands, but they're afraid the courts will turn a deaf ear. You could give them the courage to speak out.
Mason, I am not running for office. I have to think of my child first.
I think your child will be proud that you did the right thing.
Right. Right for you, maybe. I mean, maybe an eye for an eye is right for you. It is not right for me.
Don't reduce it to that.
Oh, Mason, come on. You've told me 1,000 times that you cut your eye teeth on the concept of revenge, that in the Capwell household, that's what children learn first.
This isn't revenge. You know as well as I do that Mark's resorted to violence before. He got rough with Janice when they were married. It was rough with Bobby. If we don't expose him now, he'll do the same thing again.
You know something? You're too close to this. You act as though it happened to you.
It feels like it happened to me. Because it happened to you.
Mason, I have to decide what I can live with. You assume that I'll always wonder if I should have gone after Mark, if it'll always be unfinished business.
It will be, I guarantee it. Mark will make sure of that. He's already threatened to sue for custody, and if you don't come forward with your accusations, he just might win.
Okay, I've been thinking about this an awful lot, and I think when it comes down to it, he wouldn't do it. He would not try and take this baby.
Mary.
Look, he's scared. He feels trapped, so he's making threats, Mason. Now, I know that it would take some talking, but I think I could get him to listen to reason. He doesn't want a court case. He's already been on trial. His medical career would not survive another one.
So we'll tell him we won't prosecute if he'll just leave us alone, huh?
Mason, we're holding all the cards. Eventually, he would agree to it.
Yeah, for now. What happens after the baby's born and he has a change of heart? Mary, you can't keep putting your faith in people who aren't worthy of it. You're not going to get rid of Mark with a heart-to-heart talk.
All right. How about if we draw up some papers and we get him to sign away any claims that he has on the baby, and then that's an end to it.
Mm-hmm. Until he decides he wants to appeal and says that he was under duress at the time.
Mason, you won't see anything but what you want to see. You won't even consider this.
I'm just protecting you and the baby.
I'm not like you. I don't have the same view of the world you do.
You were locked away from that world for quite a while, remember?
I will not forfeit my right to have an opinion just because I spent time in a convent. My view of the world is just as valid as yours is.
Far too generous for your own good.
I knew I should have trusted my instincts about this. I knew you were going to take it all out on me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I know what happened between you and Laurent. You fell for the guy, so you stuck your neck out defending him. But when the trial was over, so was the romance, huh? Yeah, he got what he wanted, and then he turned on you. Isn't that the way it happened?
I have no intention of discussing my personal life with you.
No, of course not. You're too busy to discuss anything. You're too busy thinking of ways to make me pay for the sins of David Laurent. He breaks your heart, so all men are scum of the earth, right? And you're gonna prove it to the world by sending me to jail for something that I didn't even do.
You lied to me from the minute you asked me to represent you.
No.
You raped Mary.
No, I didn't. I told you the truth.
You forget I talked to her. I heard her pain. My God, what you did to her.
No.
Do you have any idea what it's like to be degraded like that? To feel that kind of shame? I don't think you can feel anything. I have nothing but contempt for you. And unfortunately, Mason's case was very weak. You might have been able to go free.
Yeah, the way your old lover, David, went free, right? You come back here.
Don't you touch me! Don't you touch me!
You know, I think it's time I went to see the Bar Association about misrepresentation. I think you've broken about a dozen rules of ethics by now.
That is a laugh. The rapist lecturing me on ethics.
Yeah, by the time I get done with you, you'll be disbarred.
You try it and see how far you get. Especially when I refuse to tell the very curious press why I dropped your case. You'll be ruined in this town, even if you find a lawyer stupid enough to take you on. And believe me, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Decided to improve the view from my office window, have you?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I walked into my office and I opened the curtains and I saw this gigantic sea smiling at me.
Well, that's Eden's idea. She always comes up with these good things.
No, she's an awfully bright girl, isn't she?
You don't have to tell me that.
You know, my father is responsible for me knowing all about the hotel business. And one of them is to never be late to meetings. Didn't you say you had a meeting?
You're trying to get rid of me.
Of course not.
Okay, I've got a meeting.
Excuse me. Nice to see you again.
I'll see you later.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye.
Mr. Timmons?
Mr. Capwell? May I?
Sure.
Gee willikers, it's obviously too late for lunch, but gee, there's always dinner.
What about dinner?
Didn't you know I'm taking you to dinner right before we go to the symphony?
I didn't know I was doing that.
Oh, if I'm lucky.
Well, I'm afraid your luck just ran out because I already have plans.
Really? What are they?
You're not supposed to ask that.
I never do what I'm supposed to do. Why won't you go to the symphony with me?
Because I'm going to the symphony with me. I have season tickets, and I happen to have pretty terrific seats.
Would you listen to her? You think that you assume that you have better seats than I do. Well, I'll have you know that one of my best friends is the conductor. Seems that when I was in private practice, I handled a civil case for him, and he liked the way I handled it, so... Gee, third row center.
Fancy that.
Yeah. I mean, have you got better seats than this?
What is this, Cards? A Full House Pizza Flesh?
Do you have better seats than this?
No, I don't.
So we have a date, do we? Yes?
Yes. But remind me to never play cards with you, Mr. Timmons.
No, I like to win. That's why I like to go to court.
Yeah, I heard you're pretty lucky that way. Very lucky.
Excuse me, Mr. Timmons, you have a telephone call from Inspector Castillo.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
I'm talking from the target location. Nobody was here.
There was supposed to be 20.
I know there was supposed to be 20 guys, I know. What can I tell you? We got here, there was nobody.
Maybe you should have gotten there a little more quietly.
What are you suggesting?
I am suggesting that you get the hell over to my office and explain to me how you screwed up the second operation in as many days. And could you bring Paul with you? I want to see you both within the hour. Well, I gotta cut this short. See you later.
Well, actually, I have some time now. Are you sure?
It's just my luck, you know?
How about if I walk you back to the office?
Well,
Oh, come on. I'd actually like to see my rooftop advertising from a good vantage point. I mean, I've seen it up close, but it doesn't really get the full effect. Would you mind if I took a look from your window?
Of course not, but it's gonna be a circus. Gonna have a lot of meetings.
How about if I promise to be completely unobtrusive?
You?
Promise.
How could anyone that beautiful be completely unobtrusive? You don't
What?
completely trust me, do you?
No, I never said anything like that.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to show you you're wrong. Okay?
It does reflect you.
Really, what reflection would that be?
Business-like, but not buttoned down. Venturous.
Why not wildly attractive? It's Wainwright!
I'm sorry. Have you seen Mason?
No, I don't see Mason. Do you see Mason? Do you see him?
Look, it's, do you know where he is?
I imagine be at home working on the Mark McCormick case. We just have to make sure there's not a repeat of the Laurent trial. It was embarrassing for all of us, don't you think? Even you, as it turned out.
Keith, I need to see Mason today. It's urgent.
Well, why don't you call him at home? Use my phone. I'll take Miss Capwell on a tour of the other offices.
Are you okay? No.
Well?
Hello?
Hi, Mary. It's Julia. Is Mason there?
No, he's not here, Julia.
Well, he doesn't seem to be at the office either. Do you have any idea where he is?
I'm sorry, I really don't.
Mary, what's wrong?
Oh, Mason and I... It's so hard to know what to do about these charges against Mark. We just don't agree, and it's been a rough day.
I'm sorry.
Julia, look, I know that you're Mark's attorney, and I shouldn't be talking to you, but...
What?
I want to talk to Mark. I think we can settle this without going to trial.
Mary, listen to me. If I were you, Mark would be the last person that I would talk to right now.
Well, I don't understand. I would think you'd be happy to have this settled.
Mary, we need to talk. I know what's worrying you, and I think maybe that I can help.
I don't know who to turn to at this point.
Just, maybe you'll meet me at the Orient Express in a half hour. Mary, when you told me what Mark did to you, just know that I'm on your side.
All right, Julie, I'll be there.
Fine, Mason. You can't get a straight answer from anyone today, you two included.
Excuse me, I left my purse in here.
So let's hear it. How did the operation get blown this time?
Oh, I don't know. Could be a lot of reasons.
You know, you were supposed to track these people down, Castillo. I mean, you were supposed to be the difference.
Hard to make the difference in 2 days, Keith. No, we think there could be... I don't think we should jump to conclusions about what we think. Yeah, we should just talk to our sources and make sure security is a top priority next time we go.
Do you think the illegals knew you were coming?
That's a possibility.
You know, some people might say that you're the wrong person for this.
How's that?
Well, I don't know. You're kind of a hero to your countrymen.
My country? Keith, excuse me. You see, this is my country. The United States...
But it's a matter of origins, you see, and friends. It would be easy for some of these illegals to be friends, let's say, of friends, and it's tempting to look the other way for you.
Really not tempting at all, stuff. If a law is being broken, that's not tempting.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. It's also something that we call, tradition in the family. You know, you have an uncle so-and-so who's great, everybody loves him, so if he comes across the border in the middle of the night, who cares? And his parents. What about your parents, Castillo? They walk across the bridge. Did they do the breaststroke? Do it. No. I think you better save your energy to make arrests. Your quota hasn't been exactly filled lately, has it?
Judge Hanson is here, Mr. Timmons.
I don't have the time.
She's pretty insistent.
Well, I'm done here anyway. Look, can you wait around? I might need a friend after this lady's through with me. A doctor, too?
Let's go. I'll be right down.
All right, I'll wait in the car.
Okay. Well, you know, whatever you're doing, it's not really working too well, is it?
That's because I'm not doing anything.
Right. You just love the guy's company.
I can take care of myself.
I hope so, because I may not be around to bail you out next time.
I can handle Keith Timmons. He doesn't expect anything from me, and I don't expect anything from him.
You're kidding yourself.
Can I help you with anything?
I was just straightening up. I don't know how you find anything in this mess.
Oh, no, you see, I have my own system. I can find anything in this office in 15 seconds.
I don't believe it.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Well, gee whiz, I'll show you. All I do is yell at the top of my lungs, Christine! And she comes in and she saves the day. You know what they say, every great man has a...
Exhausted secretary.
Behind him, yeah. Well, you know, I'm a man of the 80s, though. I never ask her to make coffee.
Well, she just does it because she likes you.
Really? How did you know?
Oh, well, you know, I better get going. I know you have work to do.
Something wrong?
No, not at all.
Maybe you took exception to the little lecture I gave your friend Cruz?
You just wanted to make him mad so he would work harder.
Yes, you got it. He's got a big reputation, you know, a troubleshooter, a fixer of things. He's the guy you call in when nobody else can cut it, but you need more than a reputation with me. From him, I need results.
Well, the trouble with Cruz is that he does things his own way. He doesn't like taking advice from other people.
And I suppose you know him better than anybody else.
I used to. That was a long time ago.
You know, I've known him ever since high school. I could never figure him out. That guy, he was like, he was different from the rest of the world, you know? Drove us all crazy, like he had no human weaknesses. But you know differently, don't you?
Cruz has weaknesses.
Such as?
He only believes in right and wrong. No in between. It's a rigid way of thinking.
Fits right in with his superhero image, you know, truth, justice in the American way. I mean, that man is cut right out of a comic book.
And what's wrong with truth and justice?
Well, I think they're two of the things that got me into the legal business. But I'm a realist. Life can't be perfect.
And what are your weaknesses, Mr. Timmons?
I guess I have a list of them someplace here, under all these things. Top on the list, gee, I'd say blonde hair, beautiful eyes. You know, maybe Castillo and I have something in common after all. Maybe we both share a weakness for you.
Yeah, but the next location is here. This is 3rd and Dickens. There's an old warehouse there, and a green van has been sighted delivering new arrivals. What time do we move? I'm going to set for 10.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight. And in the meantime, the three of us are going to stick together like glue. We're not going to do anything without each other. We're going to have dinner on the way to the site.
You are going to get me in trouble with the little woman, Castillo.
What's the problem?
I haven't been home for supper in a week. I promised her tonight.
Oh, I'm afraid you're going to have to disappoint her.
Couldn't I duck out for an hour just to make her happy? I could meet you guys back here, say 9:30.
Nothing personal, Julio, but priority is security on this one.
Oh, sure. I'd better call home then.
Be my guest.
Ay, she's gonna kill me. You guys gonna stand there and listen to a man crawl on his hands and knees? Give me a break.
Okay, sure, yeah. We'll make it quick. We'll get a cup of coffee.
Get me some coffee, will you? Light, no sugar.
Light, no sugar. Well, I look like a moron. Think I don't know that by now?
Don't ask questions like that, Polly. You might get an answer.
You gotta be calling his contact right now.
Hola. ¿Está el blanco allí?
Sí.
Dígale que calienta mucho el sol.
¿A qué hora?
A las 10.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Cece. I didn't see you there.
See how you doing? I know it's a difficult time for you right now with a child pending.
Yes, it is.
I heard you decided not to seek an annulment.
Well, Mark won't give his consent, so it could drag on interminably.
I'm sorry, dear. I mean that you of all people have to go through this kind of treatment.
It's all right. Mason and I will get through it.
Will you forgive me for asking you something and for prying? What happens if you can't get the annulment the way you planned? What happens between you and Mason?
Well, I seek a divorce so I can marry him.
A divorce? A break with the church?
That's right.
That's a critical decision. But yours alone?
What do you mean?
Did Mason help you make it? Even out of love?
Mason didn't push me into it, if that's what you mean. Not this one. Prosecuting Mark, on the other hand, was Mason's idea. I don't want it to go to trial.
Then maybe it shouldn't.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to be possible to stop it. Cece, Mason is so determined to see justice
Mary,
done.
It's what you want that matters. I'd like to see Mark punished too, but if it means you enduring any more pain you've already endured, I don't see the point.
Thank you for saying that. I really needed to hear that.
You want him off the premises, just say the word.
No. As a matter of fact, I want to talk to him.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I am. It's time that I started handling this my way. What are you doing here, Mark?
I was looking for you. I was hoping we could talk.
All right.
Do you mind if we go somewhere a little more private?
You know what? I could use some fresh air. The roof is one flight up. You want to go up there?
Yeah, fine.
Hey, where is my light? No sugar.
You want to tell us who El Blanco is? How much he paid you?
Oh, my God.
You know what really bothers me, Julio? Is when I think back to high school and career day. Remember that, career day? That's when you came and talked about how good it was to be a cop. It wasn't real terrific to be a cop in those days. A lot of the guys I graduated with like to call them pigs. But you made it sound like a noble profession, like it was one of the most decent and caring things a man could do with his life.
It's my son, Ricardo. Or, you know how it's been. He got laid off 6 months ago. Had to bring his wife and kids to stay with us. I told my son I'll help him out. That's what a father does. Savings went pretty quick. And then this thing came up. A way of making something extra.
So you sold us out?
Sorry, Cruz. It got out of hand. It was only gonna be once. But then I started to think, what's the harm? These people are my brothers. All they want is an honest day's work so they can help out their families like I'm trying to help mine.
And in return, they live in a kennel. Like the place we saw today, and they get paid nothing. They get exploited. 6 ways from Sunday, and you know it.
Please, I know I don't have to.
No, you sure as hell don't.
I'm a month away from retirement. Full pension. Until this, I never did anything that would bring me dishonor. Never. Cruz. Paul, if you could just see your way.
You want to talk about a deal? Is that it? You tell us who El Blanco is and we'll talk about it.
I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. There's a number I call, but it keeps changing. Phone booths, I think. Sometimes I talk to him directly, sometimes no.
Where do you go to pick up the money?
They leave it in my car in the trunk. I never see anybody making the drop-off. They're very careful.
Who else knows about this?
Nobody.
Nobody?
That's what they said. They said, I'm the only cop they talk to.
You're the only cop. A lot of time things like this go beyond the department. Like I wonder, for instance, if maybe anybody from the DA's office might be involved.
I don't know anything about that.
All right. Go home.
What do you mean?
I mean, go home. This conversation is ended. You're suspended until you retire. Julio, what do you expect me to do? This is the best I can come up with. Well, this is it. At least we put an end to it. I don't know, man. Something tells me this is just the beginning.
Certainly do have your share of magna cum laudes, I'll say that for you.
No, that's actually from Yale, Tennessee. Is that a population of 250?
You can't fool me. My brother went to Harvard.
Yeah, that's probably why he lost the Laurent case. He's no, well, I don't hold a grudge.
Of course you do. You like to win.
Shouldn't I?
Not as long as it becomes an obsession.
The only way to to get rid of an obsession for work is to replace it with another obsession. And you know about obsessions, don't you?
Hardly.
I mean, why aren't dukes and earls after you? You are Eden Capwell. Why aren't the DuPonts and millionaires at your feet? Why are you running after Mexican investigators and DAs who are wet behind the ears? Yes. Well, that was settled. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Our lady judge, she wants to chew me out in her own turf.
What's the problem?
It seems that she thinks I lacked a certain procedure in the court, you know?
What does that mean?
It means that she thinks she saw me give an obscene gesture to a defendant.
Did you?
No, for somebody from Yale, that'd be uncouth, don't you think? Why don't you stay here? I'll be back. I want an answer to my question.
Why should I give you an answer to your question when you think you know all the answers? Hello?
I am trying to reach Mr. Timmons.
This is his office.
His private line?
Yes, but, Mr. Timmons stepped out. Can I take a message?
Yeah. He can reach me at 555-7649.
And who's calling, please?
Mason, I've gone to the Orient Express to meet Julia. Don't be angry. There has to be a way to put a stop to this before it destroys us all. Trust me, please, Mary.
I've already won, Mary. I don't have a case. I don't even have a lawyer.
What do you mean? What about Julia? What happened?
She only took me on to make sure that I'd lose. She was going to throw the case.
Well, you have only yourself to blame, Mark.
Look, I can't fight you. I can't even defend myself.
Mark, I never wanted a trial.
Then why? Never mind. I know why. Mason.
Look, Mason wants to protect me and the baby, and he thinks a trial is the only way to do it. Now, I don't even know if I could talk him out of it at this point.
Mary, I'm here because I'll agree to whatever you want.
All right. All right, will you sign away any rights to this baby? That's the condition, Mark. If you don't agree to that, there will be a trial.
Yes, all right, I will.
All right, and one more thing. I want you to admit that you raped me. I want you to go to Mason and tell him that.
No, I won't do that. I won't lie, Mary.
Mark, how can you keep this up?
I made love to my wife, Mary. It wasn't a rape.
You won't even admit it now, even to yourself?
What do you want from me, Mary? I haven't got anything else to give. I'm not going to be able to get a job. People talk to me because they have to, for no other reason. I promise that I won't ever see you again. I promise that I can't even see the baby. That's not enough?
No!
Pressed into service as an extra secretary, did you?
Well, I told him you'd be right back, so he's probably expecting your call.
I think I have to do this one in private. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. I'll go ask Christine if she'll make me some coffee.
What do you mean leaving me your number? You didn't even know who she was. Okay, all right. Don't call me here. Call me at home from now on. Damn it, when? Hold on. What did you tell Castillo? Okay, that's fine. But from now on, you don't call here, you don't call home, you don't call anywhere. Because you just forgot that you ever knew me. You understand?
By any chance seen Mary McCormick, have you?
Just left with Mark.
What?
I'm surprised she even wanted to speak to him.
Where did they go?
Up to the roof. They wanted to talk privately, I guess.
Mary, you can't expect me to just admit to something just because it's convenient for you. The only reason you want me to admit to Mason that I raped you is because you want to feel less guilty. But you can go somewhere else and get rid of your guilt.
And where'd you get rid of yours, Mark? That's what I'd like to know.
The only crime I ever committed was loving you too much.
Maybe Mason was right. Maybe a trial is the only way to stop you.
No!
Don't you touch me! You stay away from her! Get away! Get away! Mary, are you all right?
Yes. I tried to talk to her. I thought maybe there was another way we could end this, but I guess I was wrong.
Men like Mark and men like David don't deserve the right to live in the same world with the rest of us. They should be locked up.
You're not going to lock me up because Mason's going to drop the charges, aren't you, Mary? We're not going to go through this anymore. There's no point.
Mary, you can't drop the charges. For heaven's sake, don't let him get away with this. I'll do it to someone else.
She tried to set me up, Mary. She was going to defend me, but instead she wanted to make me her scapegoat. She was going to punish me for all the hurt that David and every other man in the world ever made.
Mary, take him to court. You got to see that he's locked up because if you don't, I will bring charges against him myself.
Oh, your hands are going to be too full because I'm going to make it hell for you. I'm going to take your whole life away from you. She lied to me, Mary. She lied to me knowingly and illegally.
You just stop it, both of you. I can't stand any more of this.
She's not here, Mason.
Where is she?
Up on the roof with Mark and Judy.
What?
Mason, let them be, will you, please?
Are you crazy? Anywhere near Mark is too close. I'm going up.
She's not in any danger. Judy is there. Everybody's very calm.
You don't know a thing about this, Dan.
I do know that you've been pressing her quite a bit. It's only going to make things worse.
She tell you that?
All you have to do is look at her to see that. She hasn't had these sleeping days and looks it. The woman doesn't want the agony of a trial, Mason. Why can't you respect that?
What, and let Mark go free?
If that's what she prefers, yes.
I don't believe you. If Mark had assaulted Eden or Kelly, you'd have him shot in a public square.
I probably would have wanted that. And I can understand you wanting it too. But that's Mary's decision, not yours.
Mary doesn't know what she wants. She's afraid. She's letting it rule her life.
You're letting revenge rule yours.
I'm not listening to
Mason, don't go up there. Let her talk to him. She's trying to work out an accommodation with him. That's for her to decide.
You don't negotiate about a rape, Dan.
I don't want her to go through any more than she's gone through. I have a special feeling for her, Mason. You understand that? I feel partially responsible for encouraging her to choose him in the first place.
You're a little more than partially responsible, Dad. Don't you think? We both know why. Anything to keep her away from me. You blessed their marriage. You gave him a house to live in. You did everything you could to throw her into his arms, and look what happened.
A serious error in judgment, Mason.
Yeah, I would say that. She was raped by the man you thought so much better than me, and now you have the gall to suggest that he escaped without a jail term. Now, why don't you get out of the way before you do any more damage?
Mason.
What do you know? We killed the major part of the day, and it's almost time for dinner.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Why don't you grab your things, and we'll be off. Hmm?
All right, give me a minute. I can get my purse.
The lady is a klutz.
Oh, Yeah, I dropped everything.
This is good.
Thanks.
Mary, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I was just trying to help.
You know, everyone is trying to help me. Mark and Mason and you. Everyone knows what's right for Mary, right? Wrong! I know what's right for me. And I have a baby to think about now, and I can't afford to run away. And I can't afford to let anyone else do my thinking for me.
Mary, no one's trying to...
Don't, Mark! I mean it. I will live alone with this baby if I have to.
Mary, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna be happy, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a world for this baby where it can feel safe and secure and loved and not afraid to trust anybody. And I'm not gonna have any room in that world for guilt or revenge or self-pity, because all those things do is make a prisoner out of you. And I'm gonna be free. Please, God.
Mary, please, Mary, just come downstairs with me and we'll talk. I don't like the sound of the wind up here, all right? Come on.
Mary, I think Julia's right. I don't think we ought to...
Don't you touch me! You stay right there. You've touched me for the last time. You stay right where you are, Mark.
I said, get out of my way.
Mason, listen.